Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PS3 review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Injustice Gods Amongst Us, or Among Us, it mightn't have the ist on it. Either way, if you've never played it before, it's a fighting game, or beat 'em up, whatever you prefer to call them. Personally, I absolutely love it. There's not really much else I can say other than that I absolutely love it. It's everything I hoped for and more. The only disappointment is there's still no fatalities. I really wish that the DC people would just get over the fact that these people can't technically be killed. It would be awesome to have fatalities, because in a Mortal Kombat style game, they're the ultimate bragging point, learning how to do a fatality. And even if it's just against your mates, there's nothing sweeter than, oh, I'm going to leave you alone. Oh no, wait, I'm going to rip you in half, take your heart out, shove it up your own arse, rip your head off, spit acid into your mouth, you know, anything like that. It's awesome. So, at the start, you've got single player, multiplayer, which you can play local or online. Settings, you can go into controls and customize them a little bit. You can go into your EAV settings. And yes, I don't want to do any changes. I didn't realize I'd done. You can go into EAV settings, which basically your graphics and things like that, and choose cinematic volume, music volume, just things like that really. Gameplay settings is pretty basic for a fighting game. You can choose the story difficulty between 5, you can put vibration on, you can put the match timer on or off, you can put subtitles on or off, and that's it. Then you've got the WBID, which is part of logging into a Warner Brothers thing, and you get some bonuses for doing so. You've then got the bonus features, which you can view the DLC, you can view Superman Unbounded trailer, you can go into the archives, or you can go into your hero card. Hero card's pretty much where the brunt of the unlockables are, because you can unlock different pictures for your, well, hero card basically. So, say I can have Wonder Woman there, I can have Flash, I can have, you know, any one that I've currently unlocked. I can have a bit of Oliver Queen, or McQueen even. It's just one of those things. I never understand why they really put them in. I don't feel the need to have an identity card like that on a fighter. They pass me by, they go over my head if I'm honest. I just don't see it. Anyway, single player story mode is awesome. I do not want to ruin anything for anyone, but it is fantastic. I loved playing through it. It's one of the best stories I've seen in a fighting game in a long time. You've then got the battle system, which when you go into that, this is the closest thing the game has to an arcade mode, I suppose, because you choose, and as you can see, there's a load to unlock, but for example, Survivor, your health meter carries over and you've got to kill certain people, poisoned, you're constantly draining, and basically you'll select one of them, it'll show you how many fights you've got and who you're fighting, and that's what I mean, it's the closest thing to an MK ladder arcade mode. You've then got single fight training and the Star Labs. The Star Labs are essentially like the tower in Mortal Kombat 9. And obviously in the tower it was just like beat blah 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 with Baraka whilst your health is constantly draining, whilst you're holding a deck chair in the air and sticking a chicken up your nose. You know, just all sorts of mental stuff. And it's the same with this, but you get different characters. And every character you go through has a certain number. There's 240 overall, which I believe there's 24 characters, so that'll be 10 apiece obviously, and then I don't know if there's going to be another 40 added with the new characters. I'd like to think there will be, and as you go along you've got different systems. So this one here, the Yellow Sun, determined to get past Bane, Superman used the sun power to build his strength, stand in the race to charge. You get a star for defeating Bane, you get a star for winning with more than 50 seconds remaining, and you get a star with land a level transition. And you've got to go for the 3-star rating, because the more stars you get, the more things you unlock, and it's the bulk of the game really, because story mode isn't going to last you that long. Because there's no arcade mode for you to beat with all characters to get all their endings, then there's not going to be much there. So the Stars Lab is the majority of the game, I suppose, and it does work well, I like it. So, on to the actual gameplay, finally, 4 minutes into the vid. Just going to go into versus, so that way I can concentrate without getting me butt handed to us as much. The fighting roster is actually really good. I like who's in it. There are a shit ton of complaints. Oh, there's too many Batman characters. Oh, there's no Martian Manhunter. As far as I'm aware, other than MK vs DC, there has never been another DC fighting game. Therefore, complaining that someone like Martian Manhunter isn't in the game is a little bit stupid, because when he finally gets into the game, if he does, he might play crap. People expect people to play it in a certain way, and never before has this been true in a genre like this. I adore Venom in the Marvel series, in SpiderMan. I love him, he's one of my favourite characters, I absolutely love everything about him, he's just genius. every single time I've had the chance to play as Venom in a fighting game, I cannot stand playing as Venom. So Martian Manhunter may finally come out and he may play like absolute crap. It's pointless whinging that a character's not in if you've not played as them before, because they might play terrible. It would make sense if you were complaining that someone from MK vs DC wasn't in, because you will have had the chance to play as them, but I just don't get all the hatred of how can he not be in it. He's in the original Justice League. Yeah, and he may completely suck. He may be one of the worst fighters on the game. Just because he's in the game doesn't mean he's instantly going to be amazing. So think about that next time before you completely bitch about someone not being in a game. If you've never played as them before, don't complain, they might be terrible. That's all I'm saying. So, fighting setup. You might notice that it's got these interactive mode like this, again, like in a lot of Mortal Kombat things, where you can knock people through the stages. One of the cool things about this is the power system, because it's a 3-button fighter, so you've got your weak, your medium, and your punch, and your hard, and they're just all your attacks, your punches. You've then got, for Green Arrow here, pushing circle, fires his arrows, because that's his power. So then doing a certain button combination, I've now got an ice arrow. And now I've got electric arrows. And now I've got flaming arrows. And it's the power system. Every character's got a different setup and every character plays differently because of it. The Flash instantly becomes faster, so therefore you become slower, and it means that he's got a better chance of attacking you. Aquaman coats himself in water, and that increases things. There's characters that increase power, characters that increase speed, characters that increase this, that and the other. There's also a load of interactive stuff, which, for example, I think this should be one. If Deathstroke would just come over here. Yes, that's fine, you're fine. Oh no, wait a minute. Ah, it's not one of those, damn. In Aquaman stage, there's spheres like that, and you pick them up, you slam them over people's head. I can't believe that that's just one that you jump off. It's such a shame. Because it's really cool that you've got these things, and playing with the stage is as big a part as playing as a regular fighting game. You've also got X-rays from Mortal Kombat, but they're now called super moves, and while I don't have one, I believe Deathstroke does, so if you wouldn't mind, please. And that's basically one of the super moves. And you might have also noticed as well that there's actually it's not a round system. You get 2 health bars, and when one of the health bars runs out, that's technically the end of the round, but it can mean that you can actually win a fight with 2 full health bars. It's unique to a fighting system. I don't think I've ever played anything like it, and I love it. It's so annoying that sometimes on fighting games you can get a perfect on round 1, you can have done that well, and then it's all wiped out on the second round because you both start with full health. I have complained over the years how many times when I've done well on a fighting game, why can't I have that rewarded to me? Why can't I have my health bar from the first round? So the fact that this gives you the health bar from the first round, it's just absolutely fantastic. It's a great system. I really do like it. It's just overall, I love the game as a fighting game. I've always loved the genre, and this is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best. There's some people complaining either because of the characters in it or the stage interactions, and there's other people saying that, well, it's never going to be a tournament fighter like blah blah blah. Well, who really cares about tournament fighting? I mean, at the end of the day, if you're into tournament fighting, that's great, but if you're just a fighting fan, then you're going to want to play this, you're going to have some fun with this, as long as you've got mates who all play fighting games. It doesn't really matter if you want a tournament grade, you're not going to constantly be trying to always be the best of the best of the best, sir, type thing. You're going to instead want to just play it and have fun with your mates, and it's so cool experiencing games like this for the first time. I think it's something that Mortal Kombat really did start, and I hope they keep it in their other games, NetherRealm, the X-ray system, because it's the first time you see these things, and that's to a point what I mean about the fact that there's no fatalities in the game. It's the first time you see them, you think, wow, and it gives you more of a reason to play. When I first played as Batman in the demo, and I hit me super move, which was originally the X-ray, and I'm kicking the crap out of them, and then all of a sudden I call the Batmobile in to run them over. I was just like, I couldn't believe it. It's just one of those things. You have to play the game because you have to see what everyone can do. You have to see their specials, and it's just a shame that there are some people out there who are slating this just because one character isn't in it. And it's the same as what I said about PlayStation All-Stars, just because Crash Bandicoot and Spyro weren't in that, and it is annoying. So all I can really say is if you're into fighters, it's well worth a look. There is one system I haven't yet mentioned, and it's the only thing that I don't really like about the game. It's a wager system, and every now and then it'll start and it uses the bar at the bottom. If we just stop fighting for a second, you might notice in the bottom right corner, Bean has got 3 out of 4 bars. When he gets the 4th bar, and to be fair, now I do, when we get the 4th bar we can use the X-ray, or we can start a wager, and then it'll come up a bar for each of us, and each button will be a different section of the bar, and if I press X and he pushes square, he might use 2 bars, I might use 1 bar, he'll win the wager and he'll get a bonus, and that bonus could be something crap like an extra 15% health, or it could be an extra 33% health, and it's just one of those. It means that if someone uses their like X-ray super move and then the other person got a full bar, that wager system can then start. They can then wager even 1 bar because they know you don't have it, instantly win, get a huge bonus, and then they'll only be 1 bar away from using their super move. And it's the only thing I don't really like about it, and I must admit it's something that when I'm playing locally with my brother and my friends, we never do it. It's just one of those things, we don't opt into it, but obviously if you're playing online then you don't really have that choice unless you're playing with your friends again over the internet and you can just say to them, right, don't use that, and just like gentleman's agreement, you know. But even then, it's a minor gripe because I don't think it ruins the game. You have to use it in story mode, it comes up every now and then, and I must admit I've not lost a fight yet because of it. I always lose them because I always use my super. But when I do those, it's just like, it gets them a little bit more health, so I just think, oh, it just means more of you to kill. You know, it's just one of those things, you just get past it. Graphically, the game is fantastic. Musically, it sounds good in places, but it's not really one of those that you can really shut up and listen to music. It's not like a Street Fighter where the music's constant and always in your face and you end up humming along to the tune whilst fighting. It's more methodical background music, and I think it works well because it doesn't distract from the actual gameplay or anything. And probably the most shocking thing is, I love Aquaman on this. After all the hatred that Aquaman gets, I think he's one of the best fighters on the game. He is so amazing to play as. And his super move in itself is probably the best one, so I won't spoil it because I really do like it. But I am pretty much at the end of the vid anyway because I really can't think of anything else to say. Yeah, there's going to be some people who will still complain that certain fighters weren't in, but until we know what the DLC lineup is, obviously there's a leaked rumour that it's going to be 2 people from Batman, Poison Ivy and Batgirl, then Sheriff Lobo, and then someone says Scorpion. Now I would actually love it if the Scorpion one was true, because obviously when they added Freddy Krueger into Mortal Kombat, that was just hilarious, and he actually turned out to play really well. Well, we all know how Scorpion's kind of going to play. Obviously he's going from a 4-button fighter to a 3-button fighter though, so even then he might be terrible. So it's one of those that, again, I'm not going to count my chickens or anything, and I'm not going to slate them for not putting a Mortal Kombat character in, but I do think it would be quite funny because of Freddy Krueger being added after all. So, I think that really is all I can say about the game. If you're into fighting games, get it, it's fantastic. If you're into DC, get it, it's fantastic. Unfortunately, my best mate is one of the biggest DC fans, or comic fans ever, but he cannot stand fighting games, and every single DM, will you get Injustice? Will you just please get Injustice? Please get Injustice. You will love it. Will you just get Injustice? And he's so far refusing. So maybe one day I'll get a PS3 and I can force the disc onto him. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.